Beautiful day outside, but no place I'd rather be than inside the Thomas & Mack Center with you and watching basketball.
Back at you, buddy. Back at you.
And how about CSU? They get that win last night, that elusive first conference win. And now they look like a team with a ton of confidence.
Well, if you fight under a screen, Hunter's going to kill you. Amaka. Look at that slick play. Yeah, baby. But Hunter's the one that makes them go. And she doesn't need much room to shoot, Mike. And she's got a quick release, and she will pull that trigger all game long. Great D again by the Utes. This is a very good defensive club. They play help, they swarm, they do not give you any kind of angles.
But Utah unable to transfer that to the other end of the floor, although Warburton steps up.
Oh, she needed that, Mike.
And knocks down the jumper. Right now, Utah shooting just 33%. And being out-rebounded by the Rams, 12-9.
Yeah, and you talked about what a good rebounding club.
Basket and the foul by Lauren Young. A little bit too much continuation?
Well, yeah, I think that was certainly a foul, but I thought on the floor, that's an interesting call. The foul had already, there's the foul.
Well, she was up going into her shooting motion.
You know what gets lost in all that, though, is what a terrific move that was. I mean, there's Lauren Young, just a freshman. Again, Hunter, we talk about Hunter an awful lot, but the supporting cast of Colorado State is going to have to help her out. Those are the little things that keeps Colorado State close. Watch the dive. Look at that, and that is just outworking Warburton. Wow.
Cornell with the hustle, comes up with a loose ball.
Guess who can take the lead again?
Lauren Young already with a quick 5. She only averages 4. And pounding it down low to Cornell.
Boy, and Cornell is undersized but fearless. Now, Perry before was checking Amaka, not quite as quick. Here's that hustle play we're talking about. Warburton thought it was going out of bounds. Instead, Cornell, who will dive and limp and just work her tail off. And again, King's got her in terms of man-on-man defense. And the quicks of Cornell really gave King some fits on that last possession.
And she's one of 8 children, okay? What do you think the scenes were like around the dinner table? She probably had to dive like that just to make sure she could get something to eat in that family.
At least for seconds. At least you're diving for seconds. You might get that first round okay, but yeah, you're probably going to have to throw some bows and dive and come in through the back door and all kinds of things. Look at this score, Mike. Look at this score.
You felt it being around CSU last night. Yeah. They were looking forward to this. What did they have to lose? And another good job of boxing out by CSU. They're the #1 defensive rebounding team in the conference. Good fundamentals. Mitchell, so quick. Warburton gets her shot blocked by Young.
Look at King. She has just done yeoman's work for Utah. She has kept more balls alive.
Utah just seems to be out of sync offensively. Mitchell's going to dial up the 3. It's short. And another rebound by Cornell.
CSU will not give away baseline to Utah. The Utes would love to be able to drive, especially Mitchell, and see what can happen when the baseline can be a really good friend of yours if you're a good ball handler.
Here goes Young, first step, lays it up and in.
Look out, look out.
A 7-0 run for CSU, and they're up by 3. Lauren Young, the freshman from Edina, Minnesota, has 7.
We talk about a kid who's a shot blocker most of the time, but she's added some offense tonight, and what timing for that. Warburton's really struggling, Mike.
And the Rams are getting every rebound.
Unless King is able to get a handle on it or poke check it away, it is a clean one and done for Colorado State. They're smart to set up their offense and not to try to force tempo, which is not a strong suit.
The 3 is rattled home by Emily Neal. And look at this. The Rams shocking the top-seeded Utes up by 6.
Don't look at the scoreboard, Colorado State. Just finish it. Finish this half strong.
Answering to stop the bleeding is Katie King. CSU doing a good job getting hands into passing lanes.
Yes, quick hands. Mitchell cannot find a seam in this defense.
Warburton, swish.
Boy, that might help her. She's had a better stroke of luck from the outside than from the mid-range higher percentage shots, and that's a big knockdown for Warburton.
Maybe she heard you, because as soon as you said that she needed to pick up her offense, she's answered with a couple of baskets. She now has 8. Away from the ball, Warburton runs over Cornell.
That's 2 on her. She's going to have to be careful. Well, I'm not sure. I don't take her out.
Well, the beauty of tournament basketball, even the underdogs have a big shot. And here's CSU up 1.
Back here at the Thomas and Mack Center, the Colorado State Rams on top of the #1 seed Utah Utes by 1. Now, after 2 years in Denver at the Pepsi Center, the Mountain West Conference tournament moved here to Las Vegas last year. The fan turnout wasn't quite what you get here in Las Vegas. In Colorado, so many activities going on, outdoors, going hiking and biking, all beautiful mountains. Now, the only Coloradoan on this team from Fort Collins is Sarah Hunter, the senior. And she, too, likes to bike and likes to hike. After practices, she'll go ride the bike or go hiking in those beautiful mountains. And last summer, she took a bike trip all along the California coast. Big trip for her. Cool.
I took my bike to the end of the block and back.
And you were wheezing, weren't you? Just kidding.
No, you're right.
Now, Mike, I got to ask you something. If you didn't know what Colorado State's record was coming into this tournament, would you ever have guessed that this was a club whose record says bad team?
No. And I had a chance to do, this is my 4th game that I've seen CSU play, and the effort has never matched the record, in my opinion.
I agree.
It's never matched the record. You'd watch them play and you'd say, why isn't this team winning more? And I think that's a credit to leadership like a Sarah Hunter, and also that Jen Warden has been able to continue to connect with this team, even though the losses piled up.
She calls it circling the wagons from within, and they've definitely done that. One of the few times Mitchell has been able to get inside but cannot score. Oof.
Let's take a look at what's coming up at halftime, brought to you by State Farm. Stats and highlights, preview of the upcoming games. Also look back at New Mexico's convincing win over BYU, and I'm sure that Marius and Andrea will have some thoughts about this surprising first half that right now has CSU leading by 2. with Emily Neal at the line to try to add to the lead.
See, the great thing about Colorado State is they're not intimidated by anybody and they don't back down. They know when all else fails, they can always tap into the work ethic and the hustle and the belief in each other. Jen has been able to establish that, but what the kids had to do, though, Mike, is equally as important, and that is stay close and not fracture. And that is really hard to do when the losses just absolutely pile up. These kids never threw each other under the bus. They never caved. They never fractured. They're still loving each other, digging the opportunity, and it shows.
Whipple with the long three. Hunter goes up and over the back of Sydney Knight. So the foul will be against Sarah Hunter. But here's the thing, it's not just effort right now with CSU, it's execution. They're shooting 50% right now against a Utah team that is second in the conference in scoring and first in the conference in field goal defense. And here's the Rams at 50%.
That's pretty impressive. You're absolutely right. And the right people are shooting the ball. When Colorado State tried to go out of its comfort zone and push tempo and really run with some crazy passes, they were throwing it away. When they ran their half-court stuff, they were doing a nice job. Boy, fresh 30.
And a rare offensive rebound for Utah.
But look at how quickly Colorado State closes.
And a travel against Katie King. But even if she hadn't traveled, Lauren Young was there to meet her as she tried to shoot.
That zone is really moving, and that's all about anticipation and moving the feet and really closing out quickly to not let the seams be exposed.
Mitchell pounding Hunter. Shot clock down to 8. Long three from the corner by Neal. Doesn't draw iron. And here comes Mitchell. Mitchell with a wide open three. Knocks it down.
What a big stick. And that's one of the few times that Colorado State's defense was not able to catch up.